Hello and welcome to your next tutorial. I promised I would do classes, or I guess I was thinking about doing classes, but I think I might do something else instead. We're going to be learning another Preprocessor Directive, and so you know include, right? Actually no, before that I'll teach you what a constant is. So a constant basically is something that doesn't change. So if you had constant int pi, as in 3.14, that would never change. So you could do equals 3.1456. I don't even know what pi is. And then if you've done cout pi, right? Whatever. It doesn't say what it is. Maybe it's because it's a, oh, it has to be a float. Sorry. Float pi, right? And then it'll say hold on, one more thing. Let's do end line, and for here also do end line or whatever is alright. Okay, so you run it, see 93.1456, but there's a problem. We know that pi will never change, and so and even if you try doing something else, if you tried like doing pi equals 87, watch what happens. C++ won't like it because it's a constant. It can't change. With that constant in front, if you delete that and run it, it'll still give you an error. Okay, maybe if you done, maybe if you made it a float. Oh, put it down here. So if you do that, it would work. But with this constant in the front, it won't work because it's a constant. However, there's something that's going on here. Being a constant, this pi object is taking up memory. And I know it's not that big of a deal right now because our program is small. But when you get into bigger programs like our OpenGL tutorials, there's a problem because this is taking up memory that we can use for something else. So what can we do to change this? And let me show you. There's something called a Preprocessor Directive called define, or yeah, that's define. And you see this include, right? That's also a Preprocessor Directive. This stuff doesn't get compiled. What the preprocessor will do is it'll say, okay, math.h iostream IC, take this, copy paste into here. iostream, do the same thing, take everything in this iostream header file and put it in there, and then it'll compile everything with one giant source file. With this, with define, what it'll do is it'll take the place of a constant. So what it'll do is, so we see our pi down here. We know pi is going to be 3.14, so let's just define it, 3.145, right, or whatever. And you might be really confused. What does this thing do? What the preprocessor will do is it'll say, okay, include all this, define pi. Okay, we know what pi is. Let's go down and let's look for it. Oh, get rid of this because I'll generate an error. Cout. Well, that's 3.14. Let's just take this, let's copy, and let's paste it down there, right? And then it'll say, okay, pi is defined. I don't see pi anywhere else. Let's keep going, and it will compile everything with this being a number value. So if you run it, you see it's still 3.1456. And you can go into macros and things like that. I don't know much about macros yet, so I'll teach you guys later. But that's useful because you're not using a constant to take up memory space. This will just say, okay, pi 3.1456, go into there. And it's pretty useful. And if you wanted, say, pi in your math file, you could you could define up into there, and that way it'll compile into both include and main, because it's included math.h, and here, so long as this includes math.h. So if you run it, it still says 2.1456. If you wanted, you could do get pi, no, it has to be a float, And remember, floats allow decimal points, integers do not. So return pi, and it'll be 3.1456. Actually, no, you know what? Let's make it a little more interesting. Let's do return pi times pi. So get pi squared, right? And in here, let's just do that. Float get pi squared, so that main can use it. And then in main, you could do cout get pi squared, and it's going to be a really interesting number. See, and I'm sure if you were to try it 3 times 3, it looks close enough. Here's a quick tutorial on the define macro, or define preprocessor directive, and what it's useful for. That way you don't have a constant, or you don't have a constant taking up memory space, and you can just take, okay, 3.1456 and substitute it anywhere you see pi at. One more thing is, also you see it's pi times pi. What it'll do is it'll take this and it'll just do, okay, substitute this like that, substitute this like that, and it won't do any more, you know, if you were to decompile it, it would look like this. It won't do the multiplication for you, but it doesn't matter, because when you return it, it doesn't. I don't even know why I told you guys that. I guess if you're curious. Okay, that's your tutorial. And next tutorial, I don't even know what we'll be doing. Maybe making more bananas and pie. Maybe making a banana pie. I don't know. Until then, see you later.